it's Wendy, aka Kitty Street. Welcome back to another video. And we're going to be doing some Temu. And I wanted to revisit the local warehouse $2.99 charge. You guys know what I'm talking about. I have a whole nother video where I did, is it really worth the $2.99 shipping? If you haven't not seen that video, you need to go check it out because I got some fabulous things. And I found some more fabulous things that I felt, or we were about to find out in this video, if they're worth $2.99 for shipping. Now, we live in a world where, free shipping is, a plus. That's what gets us enticed. And, you give us free shipping, we're going to probably buy. When we have to, add that extra shipping cost, sometimes, we'll second, think it and say, hey, I don't think I'm going to pay it. And we move on. So when everything went crazy with all the stuff going on, with increased taxes and all that stuff like that, and the import fees and blah, 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 I wanted to do a video on, would I mind doing the $2.99 shipping? And I found that there were a few items that, I could not add on, because there is one thing here I want to show you guys, and it's in a box back here, and I'm going to pop in like a little, segment probably right here. Boxes. There's some big items and some small items. So some of the bigger things, I'm just going to have to, you got to take my word for it, that it was in a box. I opened it up. I'm going to show you, the assembly part, or, the best that I can about it. And some of the items I got, guys, the $2.99 was, well worth it. I have one item that was over the $30 mark. And if you don't know what I mean, if you get something with a particular vendor that's $30 and above, you don't have to pay that, right? So if you can find those, that's great. But for the majority of most of the things that I found and what I'm going to be showing you here, it was one of those kind of one and done. And I'm like, I really want that. I don't have time to sit here and try to shop that vendor, or I couldn't find anything. So with all that said, like, share, comment. If you're new, thank you for hanging out. I hope you will click that subscribe bell and come back and see some more videos. Let's jump into it, guys. So I'm going to start off with one item that I already have purchased. And it was a free item. I said I purchased it, but it was actually a free item. And I never did assemble it, but I actually ordered another one. And when I got this other one, it's a gift. And I'm going to show you what it is. It's a little table. I'll probably pop in a picture up here somewhere. And this is the pieces to it. When I got it, it was, like I said, a free item. And it came with, all these little pieces. I'm not going to take everything out of the box, but you could do it in different colors. If you wanted to do white, and I believe it's black, you could do it that way, or you could do it this way, or you could do it the black and the kind of wood grain. And I chose to do the wood grain because a lot of my furniture right now, and, until I decide to, buy new furniture and remodel, and I'm probably going to go a little bit lighter, it was kind of like that wood grain. So I assembled it. I'm going to just kind of hold it up and show you what it is. I've been using this bad boy, but I wanted to come back and give you an idea of what it looks like. So here is the top part. Here's that little arm piece. And here are the bottom pieces right here. It comes with some little screws. It comes with some screws, guys. I feel like I have an umbrella over me. And when I say this was probably the easiest thing that I put together in my entire life, it was simple as pie. And I have it right beside where I sit at, and it's just like an overflow table. I really, really like it. And at the time that I was making this video, they're $13.58. Again, I got mine as a free gift. I just had not assembled it because at that time I thought I didn't have the little, because it comes with a little set of screwdrivers, which of course I didn't bring with me. But just take my word for it. They do have like a little screwdriver set that they send with you to assemble it. Easy peasy. I'm thinking about getting another one for my son because he's asked for one because he wants to do kind of like the white and black for his house. And I'm like, yeah, that's probably going to be a birthday or a Christmas gift. All right, I kind of want to start off with something that I have not opened up. And this was definitely something that I was looking to try to get to the $30 mark, but I couldn't get there because they just didn't have anything. And time was getting to be the essence. And I was like, okay, I have to go ahead and get that. Now, before I jump into this one, I want to say for that table, again, that was a $2.99 shipping with the $13 if you get it right now from the link that I saw right before I went on to do this video. However, sometimes I know for a fact you can get those tables with Temu free shipping. So you have to just kind of get out there and hunt, and maybe you can find them. But I'm going to tell you, just for the fact that you can assemble it that doggone quick and that easy, and it's real durable, and it's movable. I can move this around with me if I want to take it outside and sit in a lawn chair and have that propped up beside me. It's the perfect table in my opinion. So I wanted to go ahead and show you that. But this one is new. I have not even taken it out of the box. You're seeing this the first time with me. This is something that was a need. I have, everybody and their mama loves to send me packages. Now, one thing about Temu, usually I always get bags. But, lately I have been getting a few boxes. But all my kids, my nieces, my nephews, everybody and their mamas, my sisters, everybody wants to, not necessarily my sister, but people are always having things delivered at my house for whatever reason. And I'm like, have tons and tons of boxes. Plus, I also get boxes from friend mail, my own purchases that I get from other places. And I'm like, okay, enough is enough. So what is this that I'm talking about that I just had to have? Is this a bad boy right here? And I did get it in pink because I believe the pink was maybe 30 cents cheaper. This was, I'll tell you the price here. I want to go ahead and show you what I'm talking about first. I do have everything set up so I can hopefully be able to, I don't think I'm going to be able to cut anything unless I cut that box. But what it is, if you are following me, it is a cardboard cutter. Now, don't yell at me and say, oh my God, Becky, I could use scissors and all that. When I talk about there is boxes, I have broke them down and folded them up. There's tons of them, and my fingers would break off if I tried to cut up all those. And most of them are oddball kind of shapes. They're dilapidated. They're destroyed from the being shipped back and forth of how it was shipped. Some of them are just, too big, too little. All of the ones that I need to cut up, there's just tons of them. And I was like, how can I do this? And I don't know. It's one of them things where, they're listening to you, because right after I was thinking or speaking about it and telling everybody, hey, can y'all come on over to my house and get all the overflow of boxes where you get stuff? And I'll give you a typical example just so you know what I'm talking about. On my son's 30th birthday party, he had a big 30 birthday out in my backyard, and he ordered like 4 fire pits. And I'm not kidding you. I mean, that's excessive for anybody, but he got 4 fire pits. He got some patio furniture. He got those huge tents. Those are the kind of boxes that are there. Now, he was going to come and try to do something with them too. He was going to burn them at some point. But we have had rain after rain after rain, and it just wouldn't happen. And it just was, literally, I had one room that was like half the room was filled with just big old boxes. So all that to say this, that I wanted to get rid of them, and I'm going to get rid of them. And I'm going to have this bad boy on because I think it's going to cut things like fabric and things like that. Now, you want to be careful because I can tell you right now, it looks like it's sharp. And I don't know exactly how this works. This is the first time that I have seen it. Let me just, okay, sometimes this comes, and I don't have, matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to demonstrate it here right now, but I will try to see if this will come on because I don't have any safety goggles on. All right, I'm pressing the little button here. It's maybe, okay, you probably have to hold this. Oh, okay, oops. Okay, so there's some lights. So I'm sure you're probably going to have to hold this down. Ooh, okay. And you will slice. I'm going to do it. I hope it's. Okay, that's enough. All right, I'm going to be proper, and I'm not going to do any more, but you saw that, and it cut that cardboard so nice, and I can get it done and get it out of my life. So when I do the big projects, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have some goggles on. I'm going to be very careful because you don't play around with tools with a blade, but it does have the USB cord. And let's talk, it comes with instructions. Matter of fact, I'm going to set that down right there. I love the pink color. I actually cut it when I cut it with my little cutter here, but that's the instruction. I think I'm going to be able to figure it out. And I like to keep my instructions. It's basically kind of just giving you like the ins and outs of it. Guys, I had never in my life, and I mean, I have, you know, like at seen warehouse stuff, having, you know, stuff like this, but not me. But yeah, it's kind of giving you the way to do it. Oh, I'm so happy you guys don't know. So when I say I wanted this and I just couldn't find anything to put with it to add to to get to the $30, let me tell you what it cost and why I went ahead and did the $2.99, okay? So I'm pretty sure it'll let me do that there, but until I turn it on up here, it's not going to come on. It has a little light on it and everything. Oh my gosh, and this is very nice, very weighty. I'm very happy so far. So it was $16.37. It came in this pink, and it also came in orange. Tax was $1.55. And then it was, of course, the $2.99 shipping. And it equals, with everything said and done, $20.91. Let me cut up about 50 boxes and see how this bad boy does. If it stays sharp and it cuts up a bunch of them, I'm going to say, yes, it was worth $20. This is something that I could use forever and ever and ever, right? I think I can anyway. If I, you know, the way the world's going, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be ordering stuff till the day I die. It just is what it is. And if people keep sending me stuff and they don't take their boxes off, which I've gotten onto them, don't think I don't tell them to take their doggone boxes along with them now, because I let it go because of just not paying attention, and then it just accumulates and accumulates and accumulates. And yes, I used to be that person who would always save boxes because I was like, I might need to use that. Comment, let me know if you're one of those people. So was that worth the $2.99 to be $20 for a cardboard cutter? If you're in the market for it and it's something that you're going to, you know, use and utilize, and I will, you know, come back and talk about this in the future. I'm pretty sure I will. I want to know, if, like, if it cuts fabrics and stuff or anything that, you know, I need to cut, I think it's going to be a doggone good purchase. So that one's a winner chicken dinner in my book. Something else that I'm just going to hold this up and then I'm going to open it up later. And this box is pretty doggone dirty. But I ordered another one of these folding carts, and I'll pop in the little picture here in a second, and then I will, you know, probably pop in a video or at least show you what it looks like when I assemble it. But for the video purposes, I wanted to go ahead and do this. So someone had told me I had gotten like a bigger one. I don't even know the dimensions. Did I write the dimensions down on this one? I think I did. And if I didn't, I will make sure to get those in there for you. Or maybe it might even say, oh, well, never mind. They're right here. So, I got a bigger one than this one, but someone said, oh yeah, I got a smaller one for like 12 bucks. And I'm like, oh, really? So I went in and I purchased the smaller cart, because this one I'm going to keep in my trunk. The other one I was using really around my house to do things and move them from one area to the others, because I was, you know, decluttering, trying to get like things with like things and things that I had in bags that I just forgot I had. And I was trying to, you know, put a lot of stuff in one thing instead of back and forth. And that one's great, but it is huge. I actually used it when we did the couple baby showers, and I had to carry, charger trays or charger plates, and, you know, a cake, one of the cakes that we had, I put it in the bad boy and carted it along. And if you didn't see that video, go back and check out my playlist. It's on there, and I think it was probably about $30, $40. I'm not even sure. It probably was more like 30 if I'm not mistaken, but don't hold me to that, because guys, I've moved on. I bought so much stuff since that cart. But when I realized that there was a smaller one, I wanted this one for the car. I wanted to be able to put it in the back of my trunk and be able to have it kind of where it's not, you know, in the way of stuff. And if I needed it, say I go to the farmer's market, which I'm really, really hoping to do very, very soon. You know, I can pull it out and, you know, cart it around, or just things like that. Or if we're going to go to a picnic, or if we're going to the beach or whatever, I just thought a smaller one would be good. And the price was another one of them things where it came up, and I saw it. It was $12.99, and the tax was $1.28. Now, I looked and looked and looked and looked and looked for that vendor to see if I could, you know, find something that was $30, and I just didn't have the time to fool with it. So I just made a decision Okay, it's $2.99. I got to do it. So it wound up being $17.22. However, I did get one price adjustment for $1.10, which made it go back down to like 16 bucks. I've spent, at McDonald's 15, 16 bucks on a couple of meals. So, hey, a little cart that I can keep and utilize, and it'll help make my life a whole lot easier. Another winter chicken dinner for the $2.99 local warehouse charge. So you see where I'm going with this. Is sometimes you want something and you have to make that decision, okay? I have purchased a lot of things from other places, and it was a whole heck of a lot more than the $2.99. So let's go into a couple big things, and I'm just going to point at it. There is something here, and this is something that is too big for me to pick up, but I'm going to pop in the picture. What you're going to see is a similar, because this has not been assembled yet, and it is the same color, but it's just a different thing. It's one of those shelves, right? And I have seen this well, I don't want to say names because I'm trying to stay within the Temu standards, but there's other places out there that have the same exact item that my mom got. My mom bought one for my son that he had, and I kept seeing them in their house, in my mom's bedroom and my son's house, and I'm like, I gotta have one of those. And luckily, and I don't know if it's luckily or if it was, a good deal, some of these places, and I'll just say TikTok, TikTok shop, it might have been like $20 more, but there was a bigger shipping charge. Yeah, it was like, 60 bucks plus, $19.99 for shipping or whatever, not with Temu. So I'm just going to show you the picture here, and then I'll put in a little video. It, and I may find the one that my son had, because they're kind of similar but not. But this was not $2.99 shipping, because why? It was already above the $30. So this little shelf started out at $56.09, which I knew that was about the going price. I mean, that's what they were running at that point. But I had some kind of coupon, some kind of discount, I don't even know what it was at this point, for $15.33. Tax on it was $3.22. And all in all, it was $44.02. No price adjustments or anything like that. Now, is it a little bit extravagant, $44 for me? Heck yeah, that's probably a big purchase for me. But what I liked about it is you can assemble it yourself. It's lightweight. You can move it back and forth, of course, if it don't have, a lot of stuff in it when it's empty. It's easy to transport than, the heavy wood or the heavy plastics or whatever. I love the big, nice, expensive furniture, but sometimes you have to be practical. And the reason why I wanted this shelving system is it's going to go in my filming area, because I am getting smart. When I finish filming, instead of me just leaving stuff until I come back and pick it up again and then have to clean it all back up, or I'll stick it in a place and say, oh, I'll get to it. That's never going to happen. Comment, let me know if you're one of those. Oh, I'll put it here because I'll be back and do it. And that something changes and you never get back to it. And then 6 months later, you're like, what? It's crazy. That's my life. And I'm trying to get better. So I'm trying to have places to put the things that I know that I'm going to keep, things that I'm going to be giving away as gifts, things that I'm buying for other people, and things that I'm going to be returning, because every once in a while that does happen. So show you the pictures here. I'm not going to open up that big old box because I'm just not. Another thing, we're going to roll into this one here, and I will put in a little picture here, and it just showed you some things I got on top of it. This would not be a repeat purchase. It's the number 2. The other one I also paid $2.99 for. It is a storage box where you can basically sit on it, in my opinion. Well, I know you can sit on it because I've been sitting on mine, the other one I have, and that's the one you're looking at. The one in the box here has not been assembled yet, but it's the same gray color. Did I write the dimensions down on that? Yeah, I did. It's 15 inches deep by 43 inches wide, width by 15 height. And that's on here somewhere, but I'm not going to pick it up because, you know, it's heavy. But I will tell you, I was so impressed with the first one, and I think I paid a little bit more for that one. I think it was like $29.99 with everything said and done. And then I saw this one, it kept popping up, and it was a little bit cheaper. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I started researching it, and I was looking at other places, and oh my, they were like $10, $15, $20 more everywhere else. Another one of those buys where I'm like, okay, I want this, but it's going to be a $2.99 shipping. But let's talk about the price of it. So why did I want a number 2 of this is because the first one that I got, I have in my living room. The other one's pretty much going to go in my bedroom. And I really am thinking about getting some more of these because for 2 reasons. It's also a seating, it can also be doubled as a seating area and a place to store your stuff. Now, the one you saw in the picture here that I'm popping in has all of my Bath and Body Works stuff. It has a lot of friend mail things that I've been getting and kind of putting into one place so I can, look through them and figure out what I'm going to do with them and how I'm going to utilize them. The one that I'm going to put in my bedroom is going to be extra. Well, I'm going to tell you what it is going to be for, and it's no lie. It's for the clothes that I'm going through that I just can't part with, but I can't fit in, or it just hasn't been something I've worn. And I'm going to put them in this little storage box in my bedroom. And I'm going to put a date on it in like 6 months, definitely a year. If I don't pull them out and use them, that's going to be my sign that it's time for it to go. So let's talk about prices. So this was a second purchase. The first one was awesome. Guys, when I say, I'm a plus size lady, when I can sit on there, and also my grandson, he's, can sit on there and run across it. This is a durable storage unit. Okay. So this one was $26.60. There was some kind of $9.48 credit, which made it a total of $17.12. But then you had your tax, $161, and then the $2.99 charge. So this bad boy came to be about $21.72. Now, go look at them online. They're about $40 on up. So I thought, I'm not going to wait. I'm going to go ahead and do it. And I do believe when I purchased this one, the $2.99 thing, I didn't even have time to go and see if I could add to it. I almost bought 2 of them, but for some reason I didn't, and shame on me, because that would have been a great opportunity, because that would have been over the $30 marker and I would have had 3 of them. I think what held me off is because I already had another one coming, which we'll talk about in a minute, but we're going to talk about some smaller items right quick before we get there. So yeah, this one's like 43 inches width and then 15 inches height. Love the colors. They have different colors. And guys, they even have the little coverlets. I don't know what you call them, like you put over furniture. You can put them over that and make them look a little fancy. But they're like $19.99. And I thought that cost as much as the doggone unit. So maybe in the future. So these 2, the shelf, of course, was a winter chicken dinner. And this storage unit, the second one that I purchased, was another winter chicken dinner in my book. And yeah, guys, sometimes you just want that impulse buy or that one thing you've been looking for, and you want it, and you're going to pay the $2.99. Comment, let me know if you're falling into that. And I have no guilt. I have no remorse on it at all. Not at all. Okay, let's talk about this one. Now, these next 2 items came just recently, and I'm so glad that they made it for this video because I do need to use them. Now, I have hauled something like this. I don't remember how long ago it's been, but it's been a hot minute. These are Ultrasonic pest repellents. Oh, I thought this was the 6-pack. I put times 6. It's actually 8. Oh, even better. Now, I swear by these, and I used to buy these at different places. And honey, let me tell you, when I say they were like $20 on up, and that was for like 4. And of course, they were different names, maybe on brand names that we all recognize. But this one is one that I bought probably a year ago from Temu. And I have been using them, but I think I must only got like, I don't know if it was a 4-pack, I think it was 4. I've got one in my garage. I had one in my basement. I had one in my mom's in-law suite, and I had one in my old filming room. And then I had other ones that I had purchased over the years, like in my kitchen and in a couple of the bedrooms, blah, blah, blah. And guys, I woke up one morning recently And I had just, and I know it was my own fault because I was being lazy. I had a pan of, you know, one of those sheet pans. That's the Pamper Chef, if you know what that is, like a stone. And I had made a thing of bacon, and it did have the parchment paper on it, and I had taken off, but it still had some of the bacon drippings on it. And I just kind of laid it in the sink, and I'm like, I don't want to fool with this, because you can't really put that in the dishwasher. You really have to sit there and wash it. And I thought, oh, I'll do it the next day. And the next day turned into the next day. And yeah, woke up 2 days later, and what did I find? Every ant that probably exists. I'm just kidding. I know you have your own ants, but there was quite a bit of them, all just, you know, it's like a shock when you see them just, it's like sprinkles of pepper just moving, and it's just kind of eerie, right? And this was like early in the morning, and I'm looking at this stuff, and I have other dishes in the sink. It's all, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And what really perturbed me is I had one of these things in the wall. So I popped it out, and it was not one I had gotten from Temu. I had gotten this one from another store. And I'm also one of those people, when I get like a mouse thing to move for your computer, I'll put in when I put the batteries, you know, like blah, 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 2024 or whatever. Honey, I wish I would have it to show you. I flipped it over. I'm like, that doggone thing isn't working. They're terrible. I'm never going to buy them again. It said something like April 2016. And I said, what the heck? So, of course, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. You know, we're getting into a decade later. No, they're not going to work a decade later. So I'm said to myself, you need these. You know that they work. You need some that are, you know, up to date. Not from 7 to 10 years ago. But those things do work, and they probably do go more than you think. But I had not had any ants invade my house since I bought those in 2016. Before that, they would kind of get in everywhere. But once I started buying these, and what are they, you say? They're just plug-ins. Now, the ones, some of them will have like, you know, where you can plug in from the side. But I got smart, and I put a surge protector from my outlet when I plug this in from the bottom, and it has like, you know, different plugs for me to plug things in, and I can still have this in there. So if you don't find the ones with the outlets on the side, it is what it is, because I looked for those on Temu and I couldn't find them either, or I didn't want to pay that price. But these are pest repellers, and they are good for several different things. They do not harm your animals, okay? So if you are worried about them harming your pets, like your cats, your doggies, your fur babies, no, they do not. Okay, so $10.73, and I'm going to tell you right now, that is a bargain. Then it was $1.10 tax. Then you tack on the $2.99 shipping, which made these 8 bug repellents, electronic bug repellers, $14.82. And I'm going to tell you right now, winner chicken dinner. So I will be replacing all the old ones with these, and you know, they even have like a little button here. This one's actually blue. My old ones had red. This one stays on strong. It doesn't flash. That red one flashed, and it would annoy the mess out of me. But I guess after 8 years, I got used to it. I'm just saying, guys. $2.99 shipping. Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb and say it was a winner chicken dinner on this one as well. And I needed it. And like I said, I've been buying these for a while at other places before I even knew Temu, before Temu even existed. And they were double, sometimes triple the money. If you were looking about for 8 of these, you know, go to one of them, you know, home repair stores. You know what I'm talking about, guys. Winner chicken dinner for that $2.99. I'm going to say it was well worth it. All right. Now I do have a small, this one here. I'm just going to pick it up and show you. Here, there he goes. So this is another one of those, and this thing's heavy. This is another storage unit, but it is smaller. It's 79.5 by 39.5 by 80 centimeters. It's called a storage ottoman. So it's closer to an ottoman size, and it is white. And I took a big chance on this, and I have not opened it up, so I'm going to be popping in a little video, because after I get all this, you know, intro and set it up, I'll make sure I pop in. I'll probably talk it through since I want to keep this going because I want to make sure I get it out to you guys today. But I had remodeled my bathroom, and it's, you know, mostly whites and touches of grays. And I just took a real chance on this, and it was one of those splurge things and spur of the moment kind of purchases that I don't know. So let's talk about the price of it. I'll put the picture up here of, you know, what it looks like. And again, I have not opened it up yet as I'm talking, but as I, you know, in just a moment, you're about to see my reaction from it. And I'll tell you if it's a thumbs down or a thumbs up. Now, the good thing about this one is that it does have one side that lifts. The other two gray ones I have, you have to literally take the whole thing off and you just deal with what you'll deal with and put it back on. This one lifts up and down. So I was like, because it was a little bit more than the bigger ones, and it's white, and it did come in different colors, but I wanted white. Don't tell me why. And you know, white's going to probably get dirty really, really fast. But anyway, we have to take some chances and some risks sometimes in our life, right? So this was $27.69. Then there was $2.46 in tax. And then, of course, the $2.99 shipping and handling for the local warehouse. So it made it $33.14. And I do remember going on this vendor and looking and looking and looking. And I was like, I can find nothing to get that $27.69 up to $30. So I just was like, you know what? I put a lot of energy and effort. I don't have time. I don't want to keep looking. I need to do other things. So I just made a conscious decision to say, okay, I'm going to pay the $2.99. It's going to be $30 anyway. And it was $33.14. Have had no price adjustments. So let me go ahead and put in the video of what it is, how it looks, and I'll talk to you about it and how I feel right now. So it is really hard to try to film this and try to open up a package. Just saying. But I'm getting it open. I'm going to tell you right off the bat from me just looking at it with the plastic on it. It's on the smaller side, which is okay because it's going to go in my walk-in closet here to the left of me. So far, I do like the way it looks. And let me get this plastic off and let's see what it feels like. Okay, so now I got the instructions. It's very, very simple. I mean, this was like the simplest thing I could put together, really. Other than me second guessing the color, it seems like it's going to work. It has this insert, of course, that's going to hold that you're going to put in the big base. That's going to hold it down so it don't fold in. And then here is the little retro kind of fake pleather, if you want to call it that, white color. I like it. It feels nice. It goes straight on. It fits tightly. I did sit on it, but it's hard for me to record myself sitting on it without my tripod. And I'm trying to do this really quick, you know, to get it in the video. So definitely, you know, holds up a good weight on it. And it lifts on both ends. That's spectacular to me because that way, if I have, you know, I might want to sit on one side of it and open up, or maybe I just want to, you know, not have to take the whole thing out and figure out what to put with the lid because that sometimes gets to be annoying. But guys, I think I like it, and it seems to be on a higher scale as far as the production of it. Yeah, thumbs up for me. So yeah. So that is that, and we have one more item left to show you, and oh my goodness. When I say, if you think of any wild imagination thing in your brain, go check out Temu because they definitely have it in one way or another. So who cannot stand flies and gnats and mosquitoes and anything that's flying around, even the flying spiders? I live in kind of a wooded area, trees everywhere. It just never, ever ends. And anytime I do anything outdoors, and I don't care how well you pest controls, there's always something. When we had Homer and Shirley, the two dogs that we had, there would be flies and just everywhere. And we're like, what? And we didn't know what it was. Ants and things like that. Flying ants. Why am I saying about flying stuff? Is because when you put out some food or you're trying to set up and you want to eat outside, you just want to have a little, outdoor dining experience, you can't even enjoy it because you're slapping bugs or you want to make sure they're not getting on the food. The stuff is disgusting, right? Well, OMG, Becky, did I not find a device for that? Now, I have opened this up and I've actually already used it, so I can tell you right now, this works. What is it you say? It's a fly fan, and I did get them in black. They come in the black and the white, and I don't know, when I say fly fan, it gets rid of anything that's flying because it will not mess around, because I'm going to show you a demonstration here in a second. So it comes with 2 of them. And when I saw this, I knew I was about to do this outdoor movie night for my sister's 50th birthday. Guys, I knew we were going to have pizza and wings and things outside, and I thought popcorn and some of that. And I said, I don't want to have to be dealing with bugs while we sit here and try to watch a movie. And plus, it was going to be dark. We had some string lights and stuff, but I just didn't want to take a chance of, things flying in the food. You can cover it up as much as you want to say, but you know what I'm talking about. These do come with a USB. I didn't use the USB. I mean, I charged it up, and I realized some of the things that you get, and that's anywhere, if you don't have it plugged in the USB, it doesn't work. Well, it doesn't matter, because I'm going to show you the USB thing here, but this does come with batteries. This is what it looks like, when it's installed, and I will show you what it looks like when it's not installed. It does come with some little instructions here. Comes in a little thing, because there's 2 of them, and I put this one back in here, and then I realized, I said, well, I'm not going to take the other one off because I wanted to show you. But here's the little contraption, and it's actually really nice, and it's got reflectors on it, so of course that annoys the heck out of the flies. What is this? Is some more instructions, or maybe they put in 2 of them. Oh, no. Oh, I was going to tell you guys this. Have you ever paid attention? People be buying stuff. I mean, really, and I know that wasn't proper English, wasn't it? They got English, Deutsch, France, Espanol, Japanese, Italiano. I couldn't believe it, and it goes on and on and on. I'm not going to say all these. I probably can't pronounce them. I don't know, but Netherlands, I see that one. I can remember that one. Just all the different languages and countries, and then it's got on the back other ones. I don't know. It's just every single language. So one thing I can tell you that we got in common, everybody everywhere, is doggone flying flies and bugs, because they got too many people in there that are like, yeah, let me tell them about this, and they're purchasing them, I'm sure. So got 2 of them. I'm going to show you what they look like. I just took that one apart, but after I thought about the other one, when I used it, I said, let me keep this one together. And then I wanted to show you, I had batteries in them, and I took them out because I like this. If I know I'm not going to use something, I don't keep batteries and stuff, because why not? I use them for other things, but you can't. And here's another thing, which I didn't know at the time. I was like, what is that? If you want to hang it up from like a tree limb or something like that, or hang it on a hook, you can still do that, but let's talk about it. Let me go ahead and get the USB going, and I'll tell you the prices of this in just a moment. So why I'm finagling with this, and guys, I always appreciate you, hanging out with me. Sometimes these videos get to be a little bit lengthy, but I try to go as quick as I can, and I try to be thorough in what I'm doing. I really want you to know that, the things I'm purchasing, and especially for this particular video, I want them to come across, if they're, well enough for you to spend your hard-earned money and pay extra. Because it's one thing to get the free shipping. We all know we love that. And, we always want that. And you got to be careful. I'm not going to tell you, but this is what it is. So I got the USB in here. And again, you can use batteries. They were AA batteries. It was 2 AA batteries. I had to think which size it was. But I keep batteries on hand, easy peasy. And it's really, really fancy. Even the white ones I think would be cool. But I got a 2-pack because, in case I wanted to put one on the dessert table and one on the food table. But, you can get more if you want. Now, I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to move myself back because it does, it's going to move. I can't see. Here we go. Is this the thing? Where's the button? Okay, here we go. So it's basically like a propeller. Ooh, you can see it better like that. And, you don't want to hit it because I don't think it would hurt you, but I'm not going to even try. And I hope that didn't mess up anybody who has any kind of motion problems. I don't mean to do that to you. But this bad boy, you can't hear it. Can you hear that? It's very, very light. So it's not one of them annoying things that you put on like a ceiling fan or an outdoor fan. It is so quiet. I didn't even know it was there. And this was like a hit of the party. Everyone's like, what the heck is that? And I'm like, it's the thing to keep the flies off the food and, you know, bugs flying around and whatever. And the kids, the little kids were like wanting to hold it like a toy. And I'm like, don't you touch it, because there is a price to pay for these. Okay. So they must just be, I keep wanting to turn it off at the thing you open up for the battery thing. So real nice looking little contraption. If you even want to put it out for decor, it's not going to mess it up. If you're, you know, having a nice little event. I was pleasantly shocked. There's 2 of them. And how much did I pay for these? Now, I was on the fence about the pricing of these. It is what it is. So for 2 of them, okay, this is 2. I really think that they're, you know, pretty jazzy, was $12.99. And if it's going to, you know, do its job, and you can use this over and over and over again for all types of events every, you know, from January to December, all year long. $12.99, $1.28 tax, and then you had your $2.99 shipping and handling. So it made it $17.22. And I did get a price adjustment of $1.06. So that brought it down to, you know, about $16 and some change. Now, that's like $8 a piece is what I'm going to say. That's how I justify things. Oh, heck yes. This is a winner chicken dinner, and I would definitely pay the $2.99 shipping. Now, on this one, they did have, if I was smart and knew this was going to work, I would have bought 2 of these, and that would have probably put it up. I would guess it would have got it closer. It would have probably been like $26, so I still would have had a hunt for the $30 marker to get it over the threshold of not having to pay that $2.99. But I'm going to tell you guys, this was a winner chicken dinner. It did keep the bugs off of it. I didn't have to worry about it. I wasn't worried about my guests, you know, seeing bugs, because we're doing an outdoor thing. And I do highly recommend it because it's ultra quiet. It's ultra jazzy. I'm going to turn it on again just because it can. Winner chicken dinner. And again, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't have to be fast. It just basically is that reflecting, and it does work at night. And it did, because we had some string lights and we had some tiki torches up. It was reflecting off of that. And our back, I have the power, the on off for the dusk to dawn lights. Those were on as well. And it would reflect off these little reflectors, and it was working like a dream. I was just like, why did I not have this in my life before now? But now that I know these things exist, that's what I'm telling you. If you have things that pop in your brain and you're like, they don't make stuff like that, I highly challenge you to go check out Temu, because man, oh man, they probably got something that's similar, or something that you can go down that rabbit hole and eventually find it. I'm telling you, I'm almost 100% certain. And yeah, so that wraps up my Is It Worth It? The $2.99 shipping for local warehouse part 2. If you hung in to the end of the video, go ahead and put $2.99, 2.99, write it out, $2.99, whatever you want to say, put it in the comments, and just let me know if you are, you know, open to paying that. And I'm going to go ahead and say that small shipping fee. Of course, we want to have the free shipping. Who would not? But are you open to certain things, like some of these things that I just know that I wanted, and I was okay paying the $2.99? Now, I will tell you, a ring like this, or, you know, a kitchen gadget that was something that's a couple bucks, I'm not going to pay $2.99 for something like that. I'm talking about items that are winner chicken dinners, right? You know what I mean? You know what I mean. So I'm going to just go out on the limb and say, hey, you know, I'm okay with the local warehouse for certain things. But I'm definitely going to always be me. And you know, your girl's going to always be looking for that Temu free shipping, because that's how we found it. That's how we fell in love with it, with Temu. And I know it's like the thrill of the hunt when you can get a whole order now, back like the good old days, and everything is no charge, right? So with all that said and done, guys, put the $2.99 in there. Let me know that you're engaging with the video. I love each and every one of you. And thank you so much for, you know, hanging out And I hope you will go check out the playlist. And if you're new, click that subscribe bell. And guys, keep continuing to like, share, comment, and comment and comment. And you might have to come back and comment again. I don't know what's going on with my comments, but you know, stuff is disappearing. Things are really weird and wonky in the world of YouTube, but just keep supporting me, and I'm going to keep, you know, bringing you the best videos that I can do. And I'm going to let you go on that note and see you back very, very soon in a new one. All right. Bye guys. See ya.